Hello, good morning, beings of love and light. Welcome to prayer time. My name is Joe. I am a practitioner of science of mind teaching. I'm affiliated with the Colorado Springs CSL here in Colorado. And this beautiful morning, this is a chance for us to go within and fall into prayer. And how awesome is that we have the ability to do that? I gotta enjoy some beautiful water here. Whew, all right. So, this is prayer time. This is something that we do here with the New Thought Media Network here. This is something that we do. We do twice a day, 8:15 in the morning, 8:15 in the evening, and that's Mountain Standard Time. And in this specific, options that we do, we normally take some time and just allow ourselves just to kind of be. And what I really kind of wanted to start off with today is, I normally try to channel or to have a thought that I'm praying on. And, today I was thinking about there's this beautiful class that's called Exploring Roots that we do at New Thought Teaching. And, I was thinking about our spiritual roots, how are we going back to them? And that was one of the things I talked about the other day. And for me, my roots is my Unitarian faith. That's where I first started my journey. My spiritual journey was in a little church in Iowa, and I found my place. I found a way for me to share my journey, to share my light, to share my experience, and I don't regret it. It's part of the journey. So I really kind of thought, I really wanted to talk about, you know, what what is our roots? What is it that grounds us in when we show up each day? And for me, it's the words of Ralph Waldo Emerson. Emerson is he's in my heart space. Um, but I wanted to read something that is just kind of one of my more powerful readings. I think from it. It's from just a group of collected poems from Ralph Waldo, and it says, "Write write it on your heart that every day is the best day in the year. He who is rich owns a day, and no one owns a day who allows it to be invaded with fret and anxiety. Finish every day and be done with it. You have done what you could. Some blunders and absurdities no doubt crept in. Forget them as soon as you can. Tomorrow is a new day. Begin it well and serenely, with too high a spirit to be encumbered with your old nonsense. This new day is too dear, with its hopes and invitations, to waste a moment on the yesterdays." It's interesting. I think of my journey, and there's a lot of times where in our monkey mind we're in a space where we allow things that have happened in those yesterdays to just ruin our day today. um and there's a real struggle for that. So Ernest Holmes would talk about this divine presence, like being in the moment, being in one when we are in that higher consciousness, that vibration of, we're raising our energy level. We're in the present moment. We're allowing ourselves to see and feel God in this moment. That's why we go into prayer. That's why we do meditative practices. That's why we do yoga, go out in nature. But the real kind of cool thing is our roots are always here. They're they're what ground us into the universe. And when you think about, I teach Reiki. Several of us on the New Thought team teach Reiki. And one of the cool things is that first chakra is the root chakra. It's what connects you to earth. And if you don't have a good connection with earth, and you don't have a good connection with the ground, your feet aren't on the ground, the rest of yourself is off a limbo. So there's a real kind of calling for us to get back to our roots, both figuratively, spiritually, literally. Pick a word choice. And that's my words of encouragement for this morning, is just to be one with that energy, and however it shows form, great. But um Yesterday was about going back to your spiritual roots and your spiritual bank account. Today it's about, thinking bigger. Be one with that energy on a bigger scale. What roots are you going to plant for the future? Not only what roots do you currently have that just keep on growing and strengthen your spiritual connection, but what is going to be it further. So with that, we're going to go ahead and go into prayer. Just getting a drink of water here. So I just invite wherever you are just to kind of slow down and just allow this day to be this beautiful morning that we look out at, just this presence of God that it just exists. It exists in people, it exists in places, it exists in things, it exists in the beautiful sunrise overlooking the mountains that I get to see here in Pikes Peak. A lot of the beauty in that. It goes in the eyes of a child, someone laughing, someone crying. There's this presence of God that exists there. And I know that no matter where I am on this planet, I just know that there is this presence, this greater being, this knowing that there is the presence of God there. There's no place where God is where I am not. And I know when I tap into that presence, that our minds become connected with the mind of the divine, that my hopes, my thoughts, my feelings, my emotions, my drive is one connected with this universal being of love and light. Not a benevolent spirit of judgment and blame and fear and anger and hope, but I just know that the reality of it is a much greater, higher purpose. It's one that teaches mankind love through examples, through demonstrations. It teaches us peace and hope through what we see, through what we hear, by the demonstrations of higher consciousness and vibrations that we see. It teaches us clarity, for in the moment that we are able to dive deep into our spiritual practice, whatever form, that peace, that grace, that ease is there. It comes into our space. And just knowing this truth here, knowing this inner being here, I just pray right now just for this consciousness and awareness of our roots, this divine wisdom that in is a part of us all. It's so important for us to dive in this moment, to get back to the basics, get back to who we are as beautiful beings of love and light, for us to tap in to that greater meant to be. And just knowing this truth, I'm just so grateful for being able to hold prayer this morning. I'm so grateful for the words of wisdom, the words of inspiration. I'm just grateful for being a spiritual warrior and beacon in this time and being able to share this journey. And I just release this prayer into this universal law of love and light, knowing all is well, knowing that this journey, those roots are just deeply embedded into the spiritual ground and framework of who I am, who we are, who we are meant to be. And I just release this prayer into this universal law of love and light and all that is just beautiful in this universe. The golden alchemy, the thread of truth, knowing nothing else needs to be said, I simply let it be. I step back and I ground this prayer with a simple, and so it is. Awesome. All right. Well, I kind of stayed away from the announcement train here to start here, but obviously I'm not Gina. So want to thank Gina for setting up the room, and she was going to hold this for me, but it ended up I could make prayer time this morning. So I am equally grateful to Gina as she is an awesome, awesome practitioner, and I consider her a good friend. Um, Thank you, Linda, for that. I appreciate that. That's good. I love that. I love that. And you have awesome energy in your picture, by the way, Linda. Awesome, awesome energy. Um, just a couple quick reminders here. If you have something that you need held in prayer, prayer at ntmedia.org. Uh, just a simple email. You can let us know, and we have a group of ministers, practitioners who will just hold that truth for you. You know, who will hold that divine knowingness for you, even if you can't. Um, and it doesn't necessarily have to be something bad. Sometimes it's something good. Sometimes you want to go into prayer for a job that you may have gotten. Um, maybe it's something that is on your mind that's a good celebration. Sometimes it's good to anchor in prayer in both ways. Anyhow, but prayer at ntmedia.org. And if you support what the network is doing, I encourage you to press the donate button under ntmedia.org. I'm going to go ahead and we're going to go ahead and leave for this morning. But till we meet again, my friends, I do wish you the best. Hope you have a beautiful weekend. Peace, love, and blessings, my friends. And so it is.